Akira is a normal young girl who is one day summoned to a strange world where magicians explain to her that she is the only one who can save them from a great calamity. Akira arrives at a house late at night to feed an old woman's cats. She knows exactly what food each cat prefers. The wind blows hard, and Akira notices that the moon is brighter than usual. As she leaves, Akira remembers that her grandmother once told her that when the wind blows hard, cats get restless, and the moon shines brightly, strange things happen. She decides to take a photo of the moon and continues on her way. She arrives at her building, looks at the photo she took, enters the elevator, and notices that the interior is now different. She wonders if it was remodeled when suddenly a floating hat greets her. The hat introduces itself as Mur, a magician from the Western Kingdom. Mur explains that the elevator will take her to a world on the brink of destruction by the Great Calamity. Underneath the hat, Mur's body materializes, greeting her as the Great Sage. He warns her that from now on, she may find herself in a bit of trouble. Although there are all kinds of problems, unfortunately she will have to deal with the worst of them all: saving the world. Akira doesn't understand anything that is happening or what she is saying. Mur tells her that he has waited a long time to meet her and confesses that he doesn't care much about the world, as helping others is a bother. He simply wants Akira to find out the truth about the world. Mur disappears and the elevator door opens. The girl is greeted by a group of men dressed in strange clothes. They all celebrate that the summoning has been a success. Akira understands less and less and asks if this is some kind of hidden camera prank. The older man introduces himself as Drummond, the Minister of Magic of the Central Kingdom. The young man next to him introduces himself as Cock Robin, the Secretary of the Central Kingdom. Drummond tells her that they have been waiting for her to fight the Great Calamity and save the world. Akira still can't believe what is happening. She thinks it is a joke or a virtual reality game and prefers to stay out of it. Drummond assures her that she will not be in any danger, as the mages will be the ones doing the fighting. Mages are like cats and do not listen to anyone, but for some reason, they only obey the wise men from another world. A young man interrupts the conversation with urgent news for the minister. Drummond receives grave news and asks Akira to follow him to the Central Kingdom castle. Akira refuses, explaining that she is not good at role-playing and would not know how to react to cameras, so he suggests that they choose someone else. Drummond loses her patience and warns her that she will go with them even if it is by force. The guards draw their swords, ready to confront her. Cock tells the minister that he is going too far, but Drummond blames the mages. Akira looks up at the sky and sees a pair of men flying on broomsticks. They land near them in an almost divine manner. One of them tells his companion, named Heath, that he was right to suspect that the minister would try to take the sage by force. Heath confirms that the humans do not trust them. Akira notices his different colored eyes. The red-haired wizard introduces himself as Kane and declares that he will protect her. His first task is to deal with those who try to take her by force. He draws his sword and prepares to fight. The guards are shocked that their former captain wants to face them, but Drummond reminds them that he is no longer their captain and assures Kane that he will be tried for treason. Kane says that he does not want to attack a minister either, but he will if it means ensuring the great sage's safety, so he will not hold back. The guards hesitate and tremble, but Kane reminds them that he did not teach them to fear the enemy and urges them to attack. Drummond tells Kane once more that he has no authority to give orders to the soldiers and blames his relaxed attitude for losing his captain's post. The minister orders the attack, and Kane clashes swords with his former subordinates. The other wizard, Heathcliff, from the Eastern Kingdom, guides Akira up a flight of stairs. Seeing how different the place looks from her building, she realizes it's an entirely different location. Akira asks Heath if he's okay, as he looks pale. He apologizes, explaining that he's almost out of magic after just facing the Great Calamity, leaving him and Kane at their limit. Suddenly, they are surrounded by soldiers. Heath assures Akira he will protect her with what strength he has left. A pocket watch appears, and with an incantation, he freezes the soldiers in time. Heath is very weak and urges Akira to hurry, as the spell won't last long. Kane manages to rejoin them. Outside in the sky, a pair of wizards head toward the central tower to find their companions. They bypass the soldiers, but the spell fades, and the soldiers ready themselves. Suddenly, a strange smoke begins to enter through the windows. Akira notices it smells like wine and sees an attractive young man sitting on the windowsill, with smoke wafting from his pipe. Heath recognizes him, His name is Shylock, who immediately notices that Heath and Kane are nearly out of magic. Heath delivers the terrible news that something has happened to their master, Faust. Shylock embraces his friend and says he's already heard about what happened. He tells Heath to leave the rest to him, greets Akira, and introduces himself as a wizard from the west. The soldiers grow nervous upon seeing yet another wizard, but they remain confident that the group must be exhausted after facing the calamity. Shylock uses the smoke from his pipe to cast a spell, sending the soldiers into a deep sleep. Once they are free of the soldiers, the wizards ask the great sage to come with them, but she still doesn't understand what's happening. Kane sympathizes, understanding why she feels so disoriented, but Shylock insists there's no time for explanations. Kane refuses to exploit her ignorance to take her elsewhere and decides to give her a quick explanation. He tells her they need her power because they lost disastrously. Every year, they'd won easily, but this time, they let their guard down and are now paying the price. The minister and soldiers are angry because they think the wizards didn't try hard enough, but that's not true. They gave it their all and were still defeated. They lost half their comrades and don't want to lose anyone else. That's why they're asking for her help. They understand it's selfish to ask her to save a world that isn't hers, so they won't blame her if she refuses. However, Kane pleads with her to help and promises to give her anything she wants in return, showing gratitude in every possible way. Akira doesn't fully understand what he's saying, but she sees honesty in Kane's eyes and can't ignore his plea. She asks how she can help them. Heath asks her to save their master, who is on the brink of death, but with her help, he might survive. Akira asks if Faust is badly injured from the battle, and they explain that he was gravely hurt while trying to protect his comrades. Heath confesses that Master Faust once saved his life, and he begs Akira for her help. Akira agrees to do whatever she can to help him. At that moment, the minister, accompanied by Cock, catches up with them on the stairs. Drummond begs her not to listen to the wizards, warning that they are irresponsible and deceitful, manipulating and controlling people with their powers. Shylock says that if they prove everything they've said is true, then the minister would be the one lying. Drummond silences him, insisting that he serves his nation, but Shylock counters, pointing out that Drummond has no intention of understanding them. Even if the wizards tell the truth, the minister will refuse to believe them, so there's no point in telling lies or truths. Drummond disregards the wizards and pleads with the great sage not to trust their words. He begs her to come with him and follow his instructions to save the world. Akira realizes that Drummond only wants her to do as he says, unlike Kane, who told her she doesn't have to get involved. From the beginning, the minister has tried to convince her it's for her own good. She still doesn't fully understand the situation but decides to go with the wizards. This decision greatly pleases them, and they vow to be indebted to her for life. Drummond insists that the wizards are liars, frauds, wicked, and selfish. Fed up with the minister's insults, Heath threatens to curse him if he continues to disparage his comrades, who are risking their lives to keep the world safe. The minister resolves to stop them, even by force, and orders his soldiers to block all exits from the tower. He's confident the wizard's exhaustion will prevent them from using their full power, and that the soldiers' magical weapons will suffice. Just then, Mur appears and transforms the minister into a tiny mouse. Akira recognizes him as the boy from the elevator. His companions ask where he's been, and while toying with the minister, Mur replies that he was saying goodbye to the moon. Akira notices how different Mur seems. In the elevator, he came across as intellectual, but now he resembles a playful cat. The group decides to continue on their way. Mur hands the minister mouse to Cock, assuring him that he'll return to normal in a few hours. Mur takes Akira by the arm and asks if she's ever flown before. She doesn't know how to respond, but before she can, he runs with her toward the window and jumps. Akira screams in fright, but Mur seems thrilled by the situation. Kane tells him to stop fooling around, so Mur places Akira on his broomstick. They begin flying away from the tower. Hey, if you made it to this part of the video, don't forget to write the word Exquisito in the comment section. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.